This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack. Hello there. Now then, as it's comedy week this week on CITV, I thought I'd start off today with a piece of mad art just for fun. Look at this, a shrunken head. Come and have a look at this. Make the frame box first. Now, to do this, you need a small cardboard packet, like a tea bag box or a cereal box or a snack box or even a sweet box, but a nice small box. And when you've got your cardboard box, just cut the front of it and then paint the inside. Or better still, this is good effect, if you just dab some glue in the middle like that and then cut some fancy wrapping up paper to size or some bright coloured drawing paper and just fit that in the middle and line the inside of your box. And then just mark the middle of that bottom inside edge with a pencil and take some sticky tack, put the box on the sticky tack and then with a very sharp pencil just carefully press the pencil through the cardboard and into the sticky tack. And you need to make a nice hole around about the size or thickness of your pencil, and that is your frame box. Now, to make the frame itself, take a piece of thin card or thick paper, any colour you like, but a nice bright colour. Put your box on the paper and then just draw around the outside edge of the box. I'm just doing this in pencil to start with, and just to create the shape of your box. So there you have the shape of your box. You can just about see that. And then the idea is to draw another rectangle inside that box shape that's slightly smaller than the box shape. So I'm drawing my rectangle about 1 centimetre inside each of these lines. And this will be the inside edge of your frame. Now, to do the outside edge of the frame, I love doing this. Take the inside of a loo roll, just a loo roll tube, and place it on the corner of your rectangle and just very carefully trickle, and do the same in each of the corners. Now, if you haven't got the inside of a loo roll, then you could always use a big coin for this. You just need to get a rough circle shape, because you can always tidy it up when you come to cut it out. And if you haven't got a coin handy, you could use a set of compasses, anything that's round. The idea is to just get 4 circles, 1 in each corner, like that. And then with a wiggly line, join the middle of each of those circles up. It doesn't have to be neat or accurate. Just draw that wiggly line to the middle of each circle, and that is the outside edge of your frame. And then cut this out and cut this out so that you have something that looks like that. And see how it tidies it up when you cut it out. And then turn it over and decorate your frame with really fancy whirls and squiggles. Now, it's probably best to use a felt tip pen to do this, or something nice and bright. I always think if you're doing something really fancy, these gold and silver pens work very well. You see what I'm doing? I'm just doing whirls around those circles there, and squiggles and swirls. When you've completed the whole thing, yours will end up looking something like that. And you can see I've even put some more fancy bits inside. And then turn it back over to the original side and place the cardboard box back on its original markings, that original rectangle that you drew, like that. And then just very carefully tape it into place. Now, I'm just going to do this really quickly to show you, but you can take a lot more time and make it nice and secure. Just another piece of tape like that. And then just to finish it off, to get rid of all that tape, you could always paint the outside of your box or cover that in paper. And there it is. There is your box frame. Look at that, I think that looks brilliant. And now the funny bit. Take a balloon. Now, you're going to have to wish me luck for this, as this is quite hard to do. Take a balloon and blow it up to roughly the size of your head. There we go. OK? Don't tie it. Keep hold of it. Now, you might need to get someone else to help you with this, and then place it down and carefully hold it, or get someone else to do the hard work. Get them to hold it. And then you take a permanent marker and just draw a very silly cartoon face on the balloon. Now, you can use permanent marker for this, or you can use a biro. But if you use a biro, then you're taking your life into your own hands. Because the balloon could burst at any moment. And that's why you may notice that I've gone suddenly very shaky. And you have to do this very carefully. Or better still, get someone else to hold the balloon for you. Because if it does burst, then they get a shock too. There you go. Just make it very silly. You can do a caricature of anyone you like. Someone in your family, a famous personality, someone off the telly. Don't you dare do me. There you go. And just make it very silly. And now, phew, the good fun bit. You just let the balloon down to roughly the same size as your fist. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller there to fit inside the box. There it goes, in it goes. And then, quite a difficult bit, you just tie the bottom of the balloon like that, and then take your box frame and feed that tie through the bottom, the tie in the balloon, through the bottom of your box frame. It can be quite fiddly, so just persevere with it, pull it through, there it is, and then just wiggle your balloon round like that, into position, and look at that. Very, very silly. There he is, a shrunken head. And of course, you can do absolutely any cartoon you like, or a famous character, a caricature. You could even try doing a television instead of your frame. Or what about doing a stage with some curtains at the side of it? And you could do a member of your family, that's me granny, or maybe someone very, very famous. Sorry, Mom. Try it yourself. A shrunken head.
Oh, those are great. They crack me up every time. Hey, you just blow up a balloon, hold it away from you, and draw on it carefully, just in case it pops. Use a biro or a permanent pen. And if you do use one of those permanent pens, open a window, because between you and me, they can't half whiff a bit. Hey, and guess what? Those heads get even funnier when they get older. Because the balloon keeps on slowly shrinking.
Time for a big art attack. But CITV have asked me to do something funny for Comedy Week. No, I've done one of those. Oh, I could... Oh, no, we did that as well, didn't we? I've got it. We could play a trick on them. Excuse me while I get changed. Ta-da! Come on in. You know, it's amazing what you can do with a few old clothes. Look at this lot. Don't use these anymore because I've got them covered in paint. Right, come on. Let's play that trick. Whoa. There we go. Vietsub! When you're drawing faces and it comes to putting in the mouth, how do you do it? Well, I suppose you could do it like this. But you know, a mouth isn't just a line in the middle of your face. What about these things? Lips. Well, to make your mouths more realistic, try drawing 2 teardrop shapes above the line like that for the top lip and 2 slightly fatter teardrop shapes like that for the bottom lip. And then it's just a case of using these teardrop shapes that are facing each other as a guide to drawing a nice pair of rubbery lips. And you know, this teardrop shape is a really good tip to keep in your mind each time you're drawing mouths. Now, of course, lips do change shape depending on what expression your mouth is pulling. If you're smiling, then your lips are stretched outwards. If you're frowning or you're sad, your lips are stretched downwards. If your mouth is open, then they're stretched up and down. Or if you're kissing or whistling or sucking, then they're crunched together. But you know, those teardrop shapes are still there. Look at this. So, OK, here's a smiling face. Let's put the teardrop shapes in again. But this time, if it's smiling, the lips are stretched out and slightly up at the side. And the bottom lip, which is slightly fatter, again, is stretched up at the side. And what about a sad face, a face that's frowning? Well, same again. You've got the top lip there, but this time the teardrop shape is stretched down at the edges. And for the bottom lip, which is slightly fatter, again, those teardrop shapes are stretched down at the edges. When your mouth is open, the top lip, the teardrops tend to be stretched up and over, like that. So put those teardrop shapes stretched over, and the bottom lip, which is slightly thicker, the teardrop shapes are stretched down and under and together. And when you're whistling or kissing or sucking, then those teardrops tend to be all crunched together, a bit like 4 flower petals. Look at that. And look at this, even from the side of your face, you can still see the teardrop shape, only this time, from the side, the top lip is just 1 teardrop shape, and the bottom lip is a slightly thicker one. It's a good tip to remember, isn't it? Try it yourself. Next time you're drawing mouths, use teardrop shapes as a guide to draw the lips.
My goodness gracious me, I've really learned something there. Whatever the expression, all you need to do is draw a line and use teardrop shapes as a guide for a pair of luscious lips. Ooh, lovely.
Old age, we change looks from when we're very young to when we're very old. Now look, do you want to have a real laugh today? All right, I'll let you into a secret. Don't tell anyone. Take a look at that photograph. Guess who that is? Yeah, you've guessed it. It's me when I was 8. Now don't worry, because this is still me now. But the weird thing is, what am I going to look like when I'm really old? Well, try this. Draw a cartoon or a caricature of yourself. Doesn't need to be brilliant, just a rough one, and add some instant old age. All right, I don't know whether I want to do this, but here we go. Let's take off my hair. Ouch, that really hurts. Look at that. I'm going to take my hairline away, because that's what tends to happen to us fellas when we get a bit older. We tend to start losing our hair. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hairline up a bit. What, a bit further? All right, up we go. Now, let's not go too far, eh? I don't want to be completely bald. So let's bring that down there, like that. And then I'll probably end up with grey hair, because I guess that happens to all of us, doesn't it? Boys and girls. There you go, lots of grey hair on there. I'm still keeping some on the top. I'm not going to do myself completely bald. Maybe next series of Art Attack, but not this time. And then I think what I'll do is I'll do some silver eyebrows. All right? Well, you said you wanted to have a laugh. There we go. I'm not laughing so much now, though, looking at this. And what else happens? Oh, you tend to get a lot of wrinkles and creases in your skin, don't you? So I'll do these frown lines. There, nice and deep. And I'll probably get some crow's feet around my eyes. I've got those now when I laugh. And then some bags under my eyes. Yeah, I get those when I'm doing Art Attack. And a couple more wrinkles there. And you know those lines at the side of your mouth when you're smiling? Well, they tend to get longer and deeper when you get older. Oh, look at this. This is me in Art Attack Series 26. I think I'll go home now. And I'll tell you what I think I'll do. When I get a bit older, don't laugh, I think I'll grow a distinguished moustache. So I'm going to do that in silver crayon again, because it'll probably be grey by then. And just do it coming down there. There, like that. And then, oh, I don't think I like this at all. And I think I'll end up with a beard as well. A lot of older people have beards, don't they? Well, the fellas do anyway, not so much the women. Like that. And that'll be in grey hair, I would imagine, or grey stubble. And what else? Oh, you know what may happen when I get a bit older? My eyesight might start to fail, so I may have to have reading glasses. There you go, on there like that. And can you imagine me doing Art Attack looking like this? With me red Art Attack shirt on. Look rather stupid really, wouldn't it? Put that round there. And there it is. That is probably how I'm going to look when I'm a lot older. Ugh. And you know what the weird thing is? Looking at that, you know, this is exactly how my dad looks now, except he hasn't got a beard or moustache. That's a worrying thought, isn't it? Try it yourself, or maybe you shouldn't. Add some instant old age, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!